So who's been testing? It's got a lot of contour through the track though too, so yeah. You said at the gate these are your guys' test passes.
I want a 510 in this lane and a 480 in that lane. So I'm just throw something out.
As that is, I believe that. I believe that.
So basically, yeah, like you said, it'll get full of that.
Yeah, hopefully they keep everybody
Yeah, it's
back.
close. Is this a starting? Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
that's what I said.
You know how it works too. People just keep going farther and farther, and then
It'll be here, buddy.
yeah,
It would make more sense, you know.
yeah. That's what I said. I don't know why they start to burn out all the concrete. Yeah, that way it don't dig into
Do a
the.
burnout in front of the concrete. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I got all. I drove around it. Good race. How about 100 is left? We decided to get into two classes. We ran small tire and big tire, mainly to try to get a feel for it. Hopefully, if one of the classes went bad, the other one we could capitalize on. But went out, looked at the surface. The surface was a lot trickier than I thought it was. I thought it was going to take power up front and then not take any out the back. Mainly because there was a transition where it changed textures. So it went to a really aggressive, nothing kind of where the tire just doesn't touch a whole lot out the back, and the front was, I thought, was going to get good. The left lane had kind of some tricks to it where you had cracks going down pretty much both sides of your vehicle. Whatever vehicle it was you was driving, you had about enough room with a little bit on each side to go down through, otherwise you're going to run on one of the cracks. Lane didn't have those. And then at that transition, the left lane was pretty aggressive, opposed to the right lane. Naturally, I got the left lane first round. Small tire. We draw chips, and Jake Ballswell and I draw each other. I have raced him before. Last time he and I raced was in North Carolina, I do believe, on a street. And it turned out that I rode a really big wheelie next to him for a good ways, and he ended up beating me. There was really not a whole lot I could do about it there. But so we draw each other, and first round comes up. They call us. We go up and do the burnouts, do everything. We go. He leaves. And this time he wheelies, has to set it down. I spin the tires a little bit. He sets it down and still outpulls me. It was it was a pretty close race. He did get me. I'm out of small tire now. So that's 2 Jake, 0 CJ. Drove it back, you know, because streetcar and all, I can go over that shit. But it peeled the gravel up, filled the fucking bumper full of gravel.
Careful now.
Well, I don't want any gravel laying in it.
Yeah. Good?
I think Big Tire was drawn a few times. I don't remember how it worked. Anyway.
Correct.
Yeah, I think they messed up Big Tire and it had to be redrawn and redrawn and I think redrawn again. I honestly don't remember because I wasn't there when it all happened. So I end up with Nikki, which is Jake's better half. So he put me out in small tire and now she's aiming to put me out in Big Tire. So with Nikki being Jake's better half, I'm not 100% sure who's tuning both cars. I'm assuming it's Jake. So he knows at this point what it took to beat me. They both have Mustangs. They both have turbos. They both have LSs, I believe. So in my mind, he knows what he needs to do to beat me. A few adjustments. I actually took power off the hit, rolled it in after the leave, and whenever we went up to race, it worked out in my favor, but it almost didn't. It rolled when the power started rolling in. It started wheeling. So in the wheelie, I'm looking over at her and I'm seeing her moving forward on me like she's starting to pull on me, and I womp it, and then set it down and just stab it to the floor. And we were able to come back around her. I would have never imagined that would have happened, but that also was a close race. Still can't believe that I pulled that one off. Second round of Big Tire comes up. Get our get our chips, know who we're racing. I draw the one and only Ryan Mitchell, KC Max. So I've got one of the baddest guys on the property. He had made the comment that we've been at a lot of races together. I forget how he worded it, but we had been at a lot of races together, and we've never gotten to race each other. And I told him that's because I've done a really good job of staying the F away from him. But yeah, got to race him. I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't make a whole lot of changes. I just tried to tame the wheelie out of it and hopefully get it to leave a little bit harder, but not too much harder. Honestly, I just wanted to make a clean pass at this point with no issues. It didn't matter who I was racing. So I made those adjustments. We went up to run. I kind of felt confident that I was going to make a pass, but not confident that I was going to beat him, because that's top tier, and I had not made a real good decision all night at this point.
And we still haven't tested.
Yeah, we still haven't tested at all. But Ryan's a super cool dude. I mean, he's easy to talk to, outgoing, and he's extremely knowledgeable. So we go up, do the burnouts. I can't hear my car. Stage, let go of the button. Again, I can't hear my car. It spun. I didn't realize it was spinning because typically I can feel it or hear it, and all I felt was the compression coming out of his exhaust. So that kind of threw me off. He took off and left me. There was no hope after I spun to even be anywhere in the vicinity of him at that point. So I'm out in the second round of Big Tire on the backside. That kind of sums up the night of racing for us.
How did you feel about the shutdown on the backside? Because originally when we got there, we thought they were running it the other way.
Yeah, so there was like 900 foot of shutdown. I will say that my brakes on my car stopped me. I didn't have some of the mile an hour. There's some guys out there that really had some mile an hour. Even on the backside and front side had a lot of mile an hour. My car didn't have that kind of mile an hour, but I got stopped really easy. I stood on them, but the car stopped with the TBM brakes. I can't say enough about them. They stopped me with ease, and I actually had a personal guarantee from Motion Raceworks. The guy I bought them through that said he'll guarantee that those brakes will stop me anywhere. So
yep.
Thumbs up to that one. That was a test.
You didn't pull your chute all weekend?
Nope, I didn't pull the chute all weekend. As soon as I hit the stripe, I just stabbed on the brakes and was able to get stopped. So
Friday, you were kind of a little defeated.
Extremely defeated because Saturday is front side. And I'm not really, the car is not a front side car. It's more set up for backside, the suspension, everything. And some people can change minute things and go front side to backside. I seem to have to change a lot. My car wheelies real easy, and I didn't know what to do to keep that out. I thought about strapping 100 pounds on the nose, which is extremely excessive. I don't even know if I could put 100 pounds on the nose, but I was thinking stacking weight on it to try to keep the front end down. And I did not do that. So I went back and forth whenever we got there, we unloaded the car, and like all night I'm thinking about this. All the morning I'm thinking about it. We get there, I unload the car, and I'm like, what can I do to quickly to try to at least be able to make a pass without this car wheeling and not have to figure out a way to ratchet strap, duct tape, zip tie weight to the front of it that could potentially fall off. So I thought back to the very first pass I ever made in the car, and that was at War in the Woods. We had a good bit of power in it, and it didn't wheelie. I don't know that I got all the settings exactly right, but I remembered where my control arm, my bar angles were. So I made a decision to go ahead and change bar angles and tires and the shock settings and ride height, and I mean everything about the car changed. The whole stance, persona, everything. And that's, yeah, thank you, Wayne, which is the donor of the body. He was there. Thank you, Wayne, for helping, hanging out, and helping me change all that over, because it was a good bit of work to do for one guy.
I think you guys did that all within an hour and a half. There was some questions. They were going back and forth about what time chip draw was and what time that race actually began.
Getting a straight answer.
So Mike shows up, and Mike's like, okay, what needs done? What do we need help? And I was like, he's changed everything.
I had no idea what the car was going to do.
And this point, Mike really hones in on we need
data
to improve on logging everything, that because we had not been doing that.
Right, which we started to, and then ended up losing track of that too. But it was a lot. I definitely have to get better at logging shock settings and bar angles and all that stuff. I think there's something in the computer. There's a thing on the Fuel Tech that you can open up, and you can write all those logs, or you can type all those logs and all that stuff in, which I'm not real computer savvy. I'm not good at typing, so it takes me a long time to do all that, but there is a spot to do all that, and we really need to get into doing it, because it would save a lot of the thought guess, not knowing. I didn't know what it was going to do come first round. I had no idea. All I knew was I was letting go of the button and hoping it went straight, didn't wheelie, and didn't burn the tires off. That was my only hopes. And I mean, I guess I hoped I won, but we didn't know. Had no idea. So on the front side, I figure that, and this is like, I'm just me thinking out loud. I've got poor surface backside racing street stuff like that's kind of what I like to do. Um, and I sucked at it the night before, so a front side is not where I feel like I belong. Um, I didn't think it was wise to enter big tire and small tire again. So we only entered small tire. They had a 26-inch tire class, which I'd have loved to have gotten in, but I didn't have 26-inch tires. So we only got in small tire. I figure at least we'll get to make a pass and see what this did, and maybe learn from it. That was kind of really my only thoughts. We draw chips, and I get a white Malibu. I do not remember his name. The car is called Casper, I believe, and he's a Kentucky street outlaw. So we talked back and forth. Cool people. Went down, looked at his car. Didn't get to see the engine, but I did look at the car. And hell, we went up the race. When it go up to the staging lanes, he was already up there waiting, ready to go. But do our burnouts, go up, do our burnouts, stage. BJ the flagman's on a light. He does his thing, hits the light. I let go of the button, not knowing at all what was going to happen. And the car leaves. Didn't wheelie. It went straight as an arrow. And we ended up getting the win. I do know that the Malibu did a little wheelie. I think he had to cut gas because it wheelied. And he come over and said they just didn't have enough in it. And I've been there. I know that. We got the win. We went the second round. Didn't do a big wheelie. Okay, second round small tires. So they're drawing the chips, and like they're up there, they draw the chips. They're just putting their hand in the bucket, pulling one out. One guy's right lane, one guy's left lane. Pulls it out, pulls it out. We end up second pair. I'm in the right lane, and I get Cody Wagner. At this point, I don't really know a whole lot about it, but I was explained the car that it was, and I was told that he's fast by somebody that knows. So I'm like, well, I'm going to have to do something to try then. And then I'm back at the car, and he rolls by on 26s. So we don't know he's on 26s. I hurry up, put the tune up in the car. We think we're late to the call because we can't hear anything there. And
because CJ likes
and I'm late most of the time. And it's like a lot of times I wait knowing that I'm supposed to be up there because it's a nitrous car. And I mean, the one time we'll sit in the lanes for 45 minutes to an hour and a half waiting to race and switching out bottles and all that stuff, running back to the trailer to switch them out, all that. It's just, I would rather go up a couple cars, try to plan it to get there a couple, 3-4 cars before I race. That way all my stuff is still good. So we think we're late. I didn't know he was on 26s. Nobody picked up that he was running 2 classes. We think we're late. We hurry up, get the car ready, and run up there, and we wait forever because they were just running the 26-inch tire class. I did get to sneak in and watch him make a pass on 26s though. So I did get to see that, and I believe, yeah, he wheelied. Okay, so this is the caliber of car. He wheelied, went left, had to cut out the gas, get it back over into the groove, get control of it, and still drove back around the car he was racing. So that in my mind, I need to make sure I put a good tune-up in the car. So I go back, get on the computer, make some changes. Still not really knowing, but I made some changes, and all I did was really, I went up just a tad on my leave percentage of nitrous, um, and brought it in just a little sooner than I had originally put in it, for the second round. Now that I've gotten to see the car run, I know it's got some nuts, and this dude means business. He doesn't want to go out. He did end up going on to win the 26 tire class. He did do that.
So congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations on that. And we're second pair. It's time for us to go up, do the burnout as normal, stage, go through my routine, stage, and BJ hits the light. I let go of the button. It goes out just a little bit, then starts coming up hard. So I know the car. I know it's going to wheelie really big. So I cut gas, get back in it, and I believe he had some issues too. But I was able to pull that win off. And I was honestly not expecting to be able to do it, especially watching his car back half on 26s. I figured if I had to cut gas for anything, I wasn't, there was no way I was getting that one done. We was able to do it, and we go on to third round in small tire on a front side. Third round small tire. We draw Charles Coyer, which better known as Patches. He's got his front side car there, the black car that they call Houdini. Raced around these guys. I've raced him before. Super cool guy, easy to talk to. Like, he's just cool as can be. So I know that they are quick. I have never raced this car. I raced the other car, his backside car. But I know they're quick. I know they know what they're doing. So I put a tune-up in and just hope that I don't mess it up. We wheelied the last round, so now I'm to the point that I'm strapping weight on the front of it. I made some suspension or some shock adjustment changes. And realistically, like, we talked and it was cool, and I just told him I hope I can give him a good run. Like, I would like to be able to just give him a good solid run. My car don't do anything stupid, and just see where we're at. Like, I want to know where I'm at opposed to them. I learned a lot on this pass. The surface on the front side, for not being raced on in forever, except for a couple rounds last year, is really, really, really good. I don't know how much power I could have put on it. I know how much I used. And for this one, you will see it was not near enough, if I even have enough. But we done our burnouts. We done everything cool. Stage, BJ runs back, hits the light, and he is, I know why they call it Houdini. I get that now. Like that, poof, he's at the end of the damn track. I didn't make the cleanest pass that I really wanted to give him, but there was no way with the tune-up I had in the car that I was going to be able to run with him on a front side. I think I would have had to have pretty much left on everything I have to give to be able to be in the realm of it. So that's my thoughts on it. He was, I have no idea where he was at, but I know where I was at, and I know how bad he beat me. That car is a bad dude, and he went on to win the event. I'm now out of small tire. We're done racing for the weekend, and start packing stuff up and figuring out our exit plan.
So, March and April were not really scheduled races. We kind of just threw them in there and went with them. Didn't get to test a whole lot, and it was a lot of traveling.
I was honestly hoping to travel to warm weather. I was,
yeah, it never ended up being warm.
Most of the time we'd end up traveling to where it should be warm, and it was warmer here than it was there. Yeah.
Anything that you wish you would have done, regret from the weekend?
Regrets. And I know why you're asking this. My largest regret for the weekend, and what I wish I had done, was after Charles beat me, putting that tune-up in it and seeing if it would have went down there. The track was old, the surface was old, but it took a ton of power. Like, honestly, it's a fun track. Like, there's not a whole lot of people that was blowing the tires off or anything. Like, it just took power. I would have loved to have put that tune-up in the car and just seen if it would have made a pass and where that pass would have ended up. Because we don't know how to go fast with this car. We've never tried to go fast with the car. I know it's capable of going a lot faster than the old car. It's a ton more stable, and it's a little bit lighter. But we've never tried to see where the lungs ran out. So,
did we improve on anything this weekend?
We did. We typically improve every time we go out. Even with the losses, the bad decisions, we made progress. We made tune-up progresses. We made mile-an-hour progresses. So it wasn't a complete flop. I couldn't, for whatever reason, this weekend, I just could not think.
It was better than King of Columbus. Me and Mike disagree. You were not that bad. It's like Friday you did struggle a little bit, but Saturday you woke up with more direction and you kind of knew a little bit more of where you were going.
I didn't feel the pressure of having to try and do good. Like, I expected to go out first round and do a big stupid wheelie or burn the tires off. And I don't even think, I think it spun, it shook the tire a little bit against Charles.
Mm-hmm. It did some bouncing.
It backfired, it bounced. I mean, there was a lot of things that went wrong with that pass. No excuses at all. He's got his shit figured out, and he's a bad dude. That car is badass, and I like it. I like some of the stuff that they've incorporated with it.
Admiration there.
Talking to him, how it come about with the wing that's on it and how it works and all that stuff is just, it's like badass.
It makes you want to strive to do better.
Well, you got to. If you're not striving to do better in this, like, you're not going to do better. Everybody is coming out with hammers this year, and it's starting to show. So
for the next month or so, we're going to kind of keep it local.
Yeah.
We got to recoup some funds, and we have a big house project here that we got to complete around here.
Yeah, directly.
So we are going to be racing, but it's going to be local.
Hopefully testing.
We need to test.
Definitely need to test.
So there were some issues with the weather and time management before we left for Lake Cumberland that we had planned to test, but we didn't get it done.
Yeah, it was raining.
Yeah. So we hope to do that. But we had a great time at Lake Cumberland.
It was fun. It was kind of like a chaotic mess, but it was fun. I don't think they expected it to be turnout, to have the turnout that they had. It was a huge race, and it was like, I think 52 cars or something like that, and small tire
nice.
on the back side. And I think it was 54 on the front side. And these are all hammers. There was no ducks there. Like I was a duck, 100%. I was the duck there.
Yeah, but you did a wheelie. Everybody loved it.
Yeah, I ended up wheeling, but still, wheelies typically don't win races.
They don't win races.
Not saying that they don't.
Sometimes with you, they win passes.
Yeah, we won wheelie money. They didn't have a wheelie contest. I don't know that I won that, because on the front side there was a white Camaro there that, like, he threw sparks off the bumper. It was shit going everywhere. But yeah, it was a fun weekend. We learned a good bit. Hopefully we can put all of it to use, put it together, and make good use of everything.
And come back in the fall and do better.
Hopefully do better, like a lot better.
Yeah.
So
we're not sure where we're going this weekend. You are a hot mess.
this probably sounds horrible in the video.
But y'all in the city, where is it? Just hold it.
There we go.
It's just gonna rub on your shirt.
Hold it like this.
So, if Katie holds a race this Saturday, that's where we'll be. I'm not sure where we'll go from there. But as always, thank you for watching.
I appreciate everybody that came and helped. There was some that traveled a good ways and didn't know they was coming. Appreciate it.
And appreciated all the new faces that we got to meet.
Got to meet a lot of new people. Yeah. I love going to new tracks and meeting new people. I love it. There's only so much of it we can afford to do, though. So I think that's a lot. For me, that's a lot of why we're going to try and stay local. That, and we need to figure things out with the car.
Yeah. So just for the next month or so, you'll see us stay local, unless something extremely changes. But the next travel one we have down is War in the Woods, the first one. So we'll see you soon.
That's another race I don't do good at.
Oh, stop.
April and May will be our spectator giveaway for KD Cash Days at the Hill, and includes a 2-night stay at a cabin, a $50 gas card, a $60 Rowdy's restaurant card, and 2-day, 2 spectators entry fee. New merch is included and the original design as well. Make sure you purchase online to enter.